What's up, guys? This is Line of Thoughts.
How's it going?
Hey, we got a guest on the show. Hopefully he can be our co-host in the future. He's a Hispanic guy too. You know,
Finally.
we got Discount Colin Kaepernick. Okay, that's an interesting name right there. I like that name. All right. And this is a very, I don't know if you want to call it special or if you want to call it interesting, but this is a Biden episode, guys. We're going to be talking about Biden predominantly throughout the episode. You know what I'm saying? With a few extra little things that we got to talk about because it's been a lot been going on. A lot has happened this past week, guys. All right, so let's go ahead and get it going. Check this out, guys. So, can crossover voting, and let me explain what crossover voting is. Crossover voting refers to behavior in which voters cast ballots for a party which they are traditionally affiliated, which they are not traditionally affiliated. So I guess you could just flip on them or whatever, and that's kind of unusual. All right. So again, can crossover voting affect the impact of the upcoming state elections or future presidential election?
I'll go first.
Go ahead, man.
So, crossover voting has already shown to be effective in a couple of states, and not every state has crossover voting, and it only applies to the primary, right? So normally in most states, in a primary vote, if you're registered Republican, you can only vote for Republicans to represent the Republican Party for the upcoming general election, right? So, like, for instance, in Nevada, I'm registered as a Republican. I cannot vote for any of the Democrat side of any of it at all. Not in the primary, only in the general election. But in a lot of states, they have taken that rule out so that it doesn't matter if you can't vote for multiple people, right? So still, if you're going to vote for a Republican, even though you're registered as a Democrat, you can only vote for that Republican. But what's happened in several elections is that a lot of Democrats are so upset about the Trump-backed Republicans that they are literally voting for the opposite Republican and not even voting for a Democrat. They're voting for the opposite Republican in several of the primary races in order to make sure that the Trump Republican doesn't make it to the general election. So I know that sounds weird, but it's actually been effective in at least 2 primaries so far.
Okay, that sounds like some kind of scheme or something, some kind of way that they're trying to, eliminate certain people to vote for, that it sounds kind of sleazy.
I feel like that's a really wrong approach. I feel like there should be no crossover voting. I mean, if you're a registered Republican, you should only be voting for the Republican you want to represent your party, right, in the general election.
Okay, that I disagree with because that party, that person might not represent, or you might not see eye to eye with them. They're just, at the end of the day, they're just representing a party. People got their own point of views and all that or whatever. People got their own reasons why they join parties and all that and stuff. From what I know, Trump used to be a Democrat, and then he switched to Republican. Is that true?
So yes. But here's the thing: if you're a registered independent, you almost don't get to vote in primaries because you have to be registered to a party in order to vote for a primary. Because a primary is designed specifically like, okay, so when we have our general election for governor, right, in Nevada, we're going to have both a Democrat and a Republican, and then a bunch of independents or whatever other parties want to jump in, right? But for me, as a Republican, I want to pick my Republican candidate to represent Republicans in the governor race, for example, right? But if I could vote for Democrats, I could literally vote out, like I could vote for the worst Democrat, hoping that person actually wins, because then they're going to go up against my Republican, who I'm pretty sure will win. That's what I'm talking about. That's what crossover voting is.
All right, Whitaker. So here's my question to you. So you said that some crossover has taken effect. Which one has taken effect? Because from what I've read, that in a primary election, for crossover, it doesn't really affect them as much. It says so they have seen some results. They have done studies, several studies as crossover voting. Hedlund versus Watt in 1986 actually rarely changes the outcome of the primary election. Which one has it affect? That's my question.
When I'm talking about our current primaries, the ones that just happened in the last couple of weeks, where it was so close within 12,000 votes, where there were 36,000 Democrats who did a crossover vote to make sure that the Trump candidate on the Republican ticket didn't make it. It doesn't always happen. It can happen.
Let's just say for shits and giggles, you're in a Republican ran state. You're telling me you don't want Democrats at all to vote if they are Democratic?
No, the Democrats should vote for their Democratic person.
Well, let's just say there is no
Democrat.
Let's say there's no Democrat. There's no Democrat let's say there's no Democrat running for whatever office there is in that particular state.
They're always.
You're telling me no Democrats should be able to vote because they're not Republicans?
Yeah.
No. Oh.
That's what I'm saying. Well, I hear what I'm trying to tell you. Hear what I'm trying to say. Out loud speaking, you're saying if you're a Republican, vote for Republican. If you're a Democrat, vote for Democrat. You don't have any options to vote for anybody else. And that's where I'm like, you can't really say that, because if I choose, let's just say me being a Democrat, I've seen Republicans that I've liked and I like their policies and I have voted for them. Straight up. Went out and voted for them because I knew what they stood for. I like what they stood for. And I see Democrats that I was just like, I'm not voting for you.
I'm gonna guess that you don't understand what I'm talking about. Primaries are different than a general election. In a general election,
no. I heard that part.
In a general election, you can vote for anybody you want. But when we get to primaries are designed for you to put the candidate that you want the most for your party. That's what a primary is.
I understand that, but say there's no Democrat in the primary that I can vote for. Why should I not be allowed to vote still? That's what I'm saying.
For example, right now, Whitaker, Chris, for example.
I understand used that way. The crossover vote isn't being used that way. That's the problem I have with it. They're using it to directly target against.
We're gonna go with El Chino real quick. I didn't mean to cut you off. We're gonna go with El Chino real quick.
Go ahead.
No, So this is my thought right now. Actually, we have that situation right now in Nevada. Right now, there is a position. There's only Republican running. There's only there's 3 candidates running for sheriff right now. They're all Republican. So Whitaker. So now, if I'm a Democratic, can I vote for Republican? Or no, only Republican vote for Republican. There's only 3 candidates running for sheriff right now. There's 3 for Las Vegas. They're all Republican.
It's not a general election yet. So in theory, it doesn't really matter, because whoever's going to get the primary votes, that's what's going to happen. I mean, I hear what you're saying. Yes, I agree that there are some situations where if only a Republican's running and you're not happy with any of them, I mean, at the end of the day, the Democrat Party should have put somebody at least in there for someone to vote for, right? That's on the party, not the candidates.
Okay. Discount, you want to chime in? I
mean, I don't think it'll make like too much of a big difference, but I mean, I have seen quite a bit of Democrats that were hardcore blue, but they didn't want Biden to be in office. So, I mean, it has been done, but I really don't think it's going to have that big of an impact where it's going to make a huge difference in these upcoming elections.
Okay, that's fair.
That's just my opinion.
Okay. All right. Let's get on to the other stuff, guys. Second topic. Biden pledges to change gun legislation and expresses disinterest in high caliber weapons. Do you agree or disagree with that?
Disagree.
I told my wife this morning we need to start buying some gun stock.
Yeah.
like stocks in gun manufacturers, because every time an administration comes in and says stuff like that, right? people start buying guns. It's what happens. And,
Whitaker's right.
And
they say, look, hey,
the more they push it, the worse it gets for them.
The more, talk it, Whitaker. Hey, look, I'll put it like this. I'm against anything that has to do with somebody shooting up schools and killing children. And
I don't think
anyone
would
like that.
disagree
but
with
when
that.
you're sitting, no one's gonna not agree with that. But when
Right.
you sit here and tell people you can't buy this gun or that type of gun or this assault rifle or that, no, like stop. There's nothing wrong with an AR-15. There's nothing wrong with a hunting rifle. There's nothing wrong with you carrying a shotgun. There's nothing wrong with you having a handgun. Leave it alone. There's nothing wrong with
too much.
No, hell no, it's not. Hell no, it's not.
Gun doesn't kill anybody. Gun doesn't kill people.
Thank you.
All right, what about?
Thank you.
What about?
The gun does not kill people. People kill people. Who picked the gun up?
All right.
Who picked
What
the
about a
gun up?
bazooka?
Who picked it up? I'm not
What
trying
about a Gatling gun?
I know it's a rabbit hole. I know it's a rabbit hole, but I'm telling you, every time they bring this BS, I went from Democrat to Independent, and I'm telling you right now, I'm going to vote for keeping my guns. Don't do it. Don't do it because I'm not running with it.
This is how I look at this.
Democrat sits here and says this shit, and it does not help. It doesn't help. That's not the effing issue.
This is how I look at this, man.
I don't like assault rifles. Okay.
The government are like our parents. They should be like our parents. Check this out. The government should be like our parents. You know,
no,
we don't know any better.
Hell no.
No.
Listen, your damn self. Hell no.
When your kid want to do some stupid shit,
I let them do the stupid shit. They gonna figure it out.
You can't do this stupid shit. Now, you know, in the society we live today, there's only so much a parent can do these days. It ain't the 1950s,
Hey, Will.
70s. You know, where parents can do anything and and get away with it. I understand that part. People want to do what they want to do. People are adults. People gonna do what they want to do. But when it comes to situations like this, we got to get control of the situation. The government has to get control of or responsible people. How about this? Responsible people. America is obsessed with guns. It's ridiculous. People care about gun rights more than goddamn kids. Okay, ain't nobody gonna get rid of guns. They're not gonna get rid of guns, guys. Don't worry about it.
Has nothing to do with. Okay. First of all,
but high caliber guns, that's just ridiculous. Come on now.
All right, hold on, Will. There's nothing wrong with a high caliber gun.
All these crazy ass guns.
Consider a high caliber gun. That's gonna be another issue.
We don't need machine guns. We don't need assault rifles. We don't need semi-automatics.
Who has a machine gun?
No,
okay.
I don't.
Oh, they come with me. They come with all these assault rifles. They just fucking shit like they going to war.
Well. So here's my argument. Okay, you want the government to be our big daddy or big mommy, whatever. Okay, your argument is assault rifle, machine gun. When's the last time anybody shoot up anybody with a machine gun? When is the last time? You can't.
That's movies.
You can't.
Okay.
Exactly. Okay, so now you want the government to limit guns. You can't have high caliber.
Okay, what kind of gun is that boy have? What kind of gun is
but here's my metaphor.
What kind of gun was that?
But here's my metaphor.
What kind of gun was that?
It was a semi-automatic gun.
Okay, that's a goddamn machine gun.
No, it's not.
No, it's not. No, it's not.
All right.
Okay.
No, it's not.
Whatever. He didn't need to have it. He didn't need to have it.
He doesn't.
So then,
okay.
If that's the case, do a background check, but don't sit here and tell him he can't purchase it. It's his right.
It's like
it's his right.
Logical checks, man.
No, man, that's too much.
Listen.
What is the Second Amendment right? What is the Second Amendment right?
I am as big
the
of
Second
a
Amendment right
as it gets. And I have no issues with background checks. I have no issues with mental health checks. I think there's a lot of things that we could do before people are allowed to buy certain guns. And I don't personally have any problem with that because I know I would pass all that, right? But, Will, what happens when people who don't know guns start talking about machine guns and banning machine guns, or they start talking about banning high caliber weapons when they don't even know what they're talking about? It doesn't sound good. It sounds
in the wrong hands. In the wrong hands, a handgun is a high caliber weapon.
That's correct.
Think about it. Okay, you're literally playing on the edge of fuck off. You're literally sitting there and saying, and I'm not. It's funny, but it's true.
No,
You're saying, oh, don't do this, don't do that.
For instance, Biden
I know what you're trying to do, man. You're trying to downplay it and all that.
We're talking Biden. Biden literally just said, "Do you know that a 9mm bullet explodes inside your body?"
Yeah, he's an idiot.
No, it doesn't. That's the dumbest, stupid thing ever.
Oh God,
okay.
He doesn't.
Oh God, he's an idiot.
All right.
So,
discount.
anyway.
Here's
my argument. Hey,
let's get discount going.
Yeah.
Hey man, it's like the guys were saying, guns don't kill people, people kill people. You know what I mean? Like, it's all right to buy whichever gun we want. I mean, it doesn't really matter if a crazy guy goes out and buys the biggest gun ever, or if he buys like a simple Glock, because either way, he's about to do some damage. You know what I mean? So frankly, it doesn't matter what the size of that gun is. It is a matter of why you're buying it and what the intention is behind it. That's all.
I just read recently that there were several gangsters, several mafia gangsters who preferred a 22 caliber pistol, because if you put a 22 into somebody's brain, it'll
bounce
around inside the skull. So they preferred that because it made less noise, and 2, did the job. So at the end of the day, if you have the right weapon and you know how to use it, people will die. If you're messed up in the head, people will die. That's why we need to arm our schools.
Exactly. Okay. Whitaker, you are correct. I agree with you. So, Will, this is my argument. You're saying you want gun control. It's like saying, like I said again, gun don't kill people. People kill people. So it's like gun control is like saying you can't have a Lamborghini. Why do you need a Lamborghini? You do need to go 300 miles on a freeway. So we should have everybody own a Prius.
Yeah, that makes sense. Go ahead.
The same thing. It's the same thing. What? Yep. Oh, you don't need a Lambo. You don't need a Maserati. You don't need a Rolls Royce. Why do you?
Just because you
don't need a Maybach? Why? You don't need a Hellcat. Why? Why do you need that?
No, I would say that's a fair comparison. I'm gonna make even more fair comparison. That's like saying that you can't fly a helicopter, right? No, you can't.
Yeah.
You gotta be
exactly.
trained. You gotta be trained and licensed for that, right? You just can't just hop in a damn helicopter. Different vehicles, different types of way that they work. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
So that's
get the right training. Get the right training, you'll be good.
We need some kind of control. Guys, like I said, you guys are afraid that they're going to take away guns. That's it. And you think that that's like a step of taking away guns.
Lead me to the question I said I want to ask.
But all I'm saying is we need to think of a way to control the situation. I'm tired of goddamn people just somebody walking in and just shooting a public place. I'm tired of that, y'all.
A simple background check can take care of that. The only thing I'm also tired
of Chicago, places like that being violent, mostly because of the bad resources that they get a hold of. They get a hold of these guns. They get a hold of these drugs.
Let me say something.
Let me say something. Get rid of it. I'm with it.
Will, I hear what you're saying, but here's the problem. You can attempt to get rid of guns all day long. Guess who still has guns? The bad guys. No matter how bad you say it, I can get a gun off the streets fast as shit if I need to. In any corner, whether it's white America, black America, Hispanic America, Chinese American, Asian American. I can get a gun right now anywhere on this goddamn fucking country in a heartbeat. And if you think I'm lying, go ahead and try to take away guns. Guess who's knocking at your fucking door?
What's your solution then?
To get in your house.
Okay.
There is no solution. You got to let that shit go.
All right. So
either you're going to do a background check.
All right, we're done with that topic.
You can do a background.
What is your regarding Biden's stance in defending Taiwan?
But if you don't sit there and do the right damn thing with it, that's your problem. But you saying get rid of guns ain't gonna happen because people can still purchase guns.
All right, I didn't say that. Okay. So anyhow, let's go to the next topic. Say that. What is your line of thought regarding Biden's stance in defending Taiwan from China?
I think, first of all, it was a a major slip for him to basically say that he basically gave away U.S. policy, saying that we're going to defend Taiwan against all costs, right? I don't necessarily disagree that that's a bad thing, because I think China is probably the biggest threat the United States has right now, and we can't let China. We've seen how bad Russia is, right? They're inept, right? It's clear that they had a plan and it didn't work. But I think China's much more sophisticated than that right now, especially their military. And I think it was a major gaffe for Biden to say that we were going to defend Taiwan at all costs, even though I agree we should. He just shouldn't have said it.
Yeah, I agree.
Why not? Why not? We're looking at the world. We see Russia. Okay, like discount Colin Kaepernick. It said, yeah, like you said right now, it's not our problem, but it is our problem. Russia's invading Ukraine. Russia's invading Ukraine. Guess what? We stepped in. Do we have to? Yes or no? Okay, now if we let China take over Taiwan, what is stopping the rest of the world doing the same thing?
But isn't that what we've always been doing for history? If you look at history, we all do the same shit. Just repeat.
Yep,
hey, I want to go take over this country. Hey, I want to go take over that country. Hey, I want to go over here and do this. We all do the same shit.
Yes.
So
history repeats itself.
So here's the deal. China's late to the party, right? They're finally doing the same shit Americans, Russians, and England and everybody else has been doing for fucking centuries. Except they're doing it right now in today's world, the modern world, and now everybody's throwing a hissy fit. They want to invade Taiwan. For what? Who the fuck knows? Why the fuck do we do the shit that we do? Who the fuck knows? We know, but do we really know? No. But we do it.
We know because Taiwan is part of China's one China policy.
I know that. I know that.
Forever.
And all they're doing is going back to get their property back.
And at the end of the day,
can you imagine?
At the end of the day, I don't know why you want to announce.
Can you imagine?
Announce.
No, right? I hear you, Whitaker.
So if China invaded Taiwan, they throw all our stuff over there. I don't care. I personally don't care about that. But at the same time, when you tell China that you might do that, it didn't work with Russia. So don't throw out empty threats, because the problem is Biden threw out empty threats to Russia, said, don't go to Ukraine, don't go to Ukraine, don't go to Ukraine. And then they did. And then we didn't do anything except give them, $50 billion or whatever garbage we did.
And hope money. It's $50 billion of hope money. I hope everything's okay.
Money, right? So I would much rather have preferred Biden to, when Russia invaded, to like literally launch a bunch of stuff and stop the nonsense. Don't give them a bunch of money.
Like I said, hope money. I hope everything's okay. Here's $1 to help you get nothing.
Right.
What the hell is $50 billion going to do for you when you have nothing to buy? Hello.
Right. I mean,
let's just say the world was over. It was a nuclear strike. There's nothing in around you. You got $50 billion. What the fuck you gonna do with it? Right. You can't buy. There's nothing to buy.
You can't buy clean air.
Hey, Griff.
You can't buy clean air. It's common sense.
Hey,
I get it.
Hey, Griff. It's called a black market. They will get a gun control. Remember, they will get $50 billion to the right person, and they will get the gun. Have you seen War Dog?
Getting a gun.
You see War Dog? War Dog.
So from what I've heard,
they will get it.
Go to any corner in America and get all the guns you want: assault rifles,
exactly,
machine guns.
Look, there's a show on Netflix or Hulu right now called. There's a documentary called Traffic. This lady documented the LAPD getting the guns off the streets in LA and turning around and selling them to the goddamn cartel.
Yeah.
So you Will, what did I just tell you?
It's out there.
You can get a gun anywhere.
Hey,
you take the gun from us, guess what? Your enemies are going to be at your front door like, hello. Y'all got rid of y'all guns. Okay. It's the reason why Japan didn't attack us after Pearl Harbor, because behind every single blade of grass, there's a goddamn American with a gun in his hand, and you can't fight that.
Okay.
You can't fight that.
Well, the only difference is like, all right, well, like you said, let it go. It ain't nothing I can do about it. If I'm grocery shopping or whatever, You know, I guess I gotta have a assault rifle myself, and you know, in a motherfucking bulletproof vest.
There you go.
And I just gotta go out there, the goddamn Wild Wild West.
Do what you gotta do.
Hey,
so
There you go.
hey, if you look at back in the day, that's exactly what people did in the Old West. But
that's why you want to go back to El Chino. Hey man, it is what it is. That's what's
no,
if that's what's going to happen.
Man,
that is not what I wanted.
I do like Clint Eastwood.
I
like
at
his
high noon.
Hey,
I will say that there's definitely a precedent.
Let's get it real. But
there's definitely a precedent for the reason that another country can literally not invade the United States is because so many people are armed. And I guarantee you, if another country
ain't that what I just said, Whitaker? That's what I just said, Whitaker.
If another country like China
Whitaker. Thank you, Whitaker. Thank you. I said I just said the same shit. I agree with you.
Yeah, I mean, if another country like China decided,
all right, so it come down to this.
Million people, I guarantee
it come down to this. Since we went back to the subject, it come down to this, man. Can I trust my fellow Americans then?
Yes, you can.
We all carrying guns, and this shit is they cannot trust.
There are Americans out here stopping people from robbing grocery stores because they got guns on a side. Okay. Literally, you can see they're all over the news. Guy comes in with his gun. You got 5 Americans pull their gun out. The guy goes, "Oh, never mind." It's all over. It's all over. You can look it up on YouTube. Whatever the fuck you want to look it up.
That's the good. It's American act, whatever you want to call it.
Hey, it's not about not trusting people. You can trust everybody. Just don't trust the devil inside of them. And everybody has it.
Hey man, somebody got a problem with me because of the color of my skin.
All I know is if shit goes down, I'm going to shit.
Or somebody got a problem with me because I'm with because they think that I'm with a rival gang or something. It's like, man, there's got to be something that can help. But
that's all hypothetical.
You know,
that's hypothetical.
But hey man, I thought back to the subject. I thought what Biden said was just dumb. He got to think about what the hell he's saying.
Come on,
bro, you can't defeat the whole damn world, and that's what that is.
Certified.
Okay, so why isn't China invading U.S.? Why isn't Russia invading U.S.? One of the main reasons is
U.S. got nukes, and then also the relationship they got with
U.S.
trade.
U.S. has the highest nuke count out of everybody in the world. And now back to the shooting. Now here's why I got to chime in. U.S. by far has the highest mass shooting out of everybody, out of every country in the world. U.S. has the highest. But the reason why, one of the reasons why, because every other country, they teach you about shooting. Japan has one of the strictest gun law. But what they do is they teach people, you want a gun, you got to take training. Every year, you have to take a training course. Every year, somebody checks your gun out. Every year, you have to have somebody go in your house to look at the gun, inspect the gun. There's no mass shooting in Japan. They got mass stabbing, yes, because people that own guns, they respect guns. Europe, Australia, New Zealand, China, Japan, Brazil,
England,
Argentina, Canada, Mexico has zero gun law, or 100% zero. Guess what? They wanted, because they can get guns. It's about teaching. Back to U.S. and Taiwan thing. U.S. is taking a stand saying, don't mess with us. We want to do what we want. If we said that's our boy, that's our boy. Same as Russia. Russia invaded Ukraine, but U.S. step in. Ukraine is part of a trade, is part of the Trade Commission. Yes, there's a lot of stuff that's getting trade in and out. One of the reasons why China wants to invade Taiwan, because China in the 50s slapped China in the face saying, you know what? We do not want to be part of you. We want to be Taiwan. We're Hawaiians. We want to go to an island and do our own thing. Taiwan is has one of the most diverse law in the world. They're the first country to recognize LGBT marriage. Taiwan is universal health care. Why is that? Because they are different, and China hates that. That's why China wants to invade Taiwan, because Taiwan been slapping China's face for the last, I don't know, 70, 80 years. That's why.
Okay.
But it's not just that, but Taiwan is also a major financial center in the world.
That too.
And
Based
China
off
wants
of this.
control of that. China wants control of that financial center.
It's part of the Golden Triangle.
Yep.
Okay,
If
guys.
you know what that
Triangle,
is,
yeah.
I'm not about to do a history lesson. Just go
Let's
to the
move
Golden
on.
Triangle.
Let's move on to the next topic.
All right.
We may not have Smith, aka one of them, but we can still have a one of them segment.
Questions.
You know what I'm saying? One of them questions. So what you got, Griff?
All right. So the Canadian Prime Minister has openly banned the sale, the purchase, or owning of handguns and handgun ammunition. So my question to you is, how do you guys feel about that? And where do you think this is leading in Canada right now?
When was the last time Canada had a mass shooting?
Yeah, I think when you disarm your population, you are setting yourselves up for the bad guys to run amok, essentially.
Thank you. Man.
And
I'm gonna let everybody speak because Whitaker just literally read my mind. Go ahead.
I want to bring one more thing up real quick. So one of the reasons that the United States has such a high mass shooting rate, because the United States defines mass shooting as more than 3 people got shot, more than 3 people. So every time there's a gang shootout and 3 people get shot, that's a mass shooting. Every time anybody does anything where there 3 people got shot, that is considered and tabulated as a mass shooting in the United States. These mass shootings that are so like the public school stuff, yeah, those are really bad, but they actually represent less than like 2 or 3% of what we calculate as mass shootings in the United States.
Got you. Go ahead. I want to say discount college primary. What's up?
So I think it's a dumb policy because so they're pretty much blaming guns as the reason why so many killings are happening. Now, a gun is simply just a tool. You know what I mean? Like you could literally use anything like to kill someone. Like it's not just guns. What about our knives in the kitchens? You know what I mean? Like, you know, there's different sizes of like knives and stuff. Like you use them for cooking, but there are people who use them to stab someone up. Now it's knives. You could kill someone with a screwdriver. You could kill someone with this phone if you know what I mean? Like we could use anything to kill someone, but they're blaming it on guns rather than the people that are using them. So I think it's a stupid policy.
Go ahead.
Think about the percentage of people who die from cars, especially when they're used in an illegal way, where people take a car and intentionally go kill people.
Ooh, Whitaker. I got you one better. What about alcohol? We still drink it, yet people are dying from drunk driving and doing worse every year because of alcohol. Yet that poison, that drug, is still available in America at all times, wherever you want.
I got something better, Griff.
Go ahead.
Cigarette smoking. Cigarettes.
Hello.
Cigarette kills more people per than any other combined.
But everybody know that's bad.
Everybody
know that's bad. But
what?
I
would say that
but everybody still does it. You still got secondhand smoke.
Exactly.
All these causes from it.
Okay. Yeah, no doubt. People are aware of it. They're just addicted. But check it out.
Pretty soon, we're going to be living in George Orwell's 1984, where, you know, nobody can smoke, drink, or make any personal choices of any kind because it's all bad. Everything's bad.
And here's my thing. This is why I was going to go off of Whitaker. If you was a bad guy, if you was a real hardcore bad guy right now, you heard the Prime Minister say that this is what's going to happen in Canada, I would literally be in Canada right now trying to set up shop. Because you can take over the country. You don't have enough military personnel, let alone law enforcement, to stop what's about to happen. Think about it. We right now in Las Vegas, and they're itching for cops. They can't get enough. Yet crime rate is shooting through the fucking roof. because everybody named Mama moved into the city, and it's getting worse and worse and worse. Not to the point where you can't live here, but we all see what's going on. But I'm trying to tell you, imagine that 1,000 times fold in Canada, one of the so-called peaceful places on Earth. It's going to get worse. If you're literally somewhat of an asshole-ish bad guy, everyone's going to Canada right now.
Right now,
and you're not stopping them. And how you gonna stop them? How you gonna stop them? You don't, your neighbor, your citizens don't got guns anymore. Your citizen can't even protect himself. I'm gonna call 911. Good luck. They gotta wait 30 minutes before they get here. By the time they get here, you'll be dead, and everything else would have already happened.
It'd be almost buried.
Okay.
Good fucking luck.
Good points, man. Everybody made good points.
Okay, Griff.
I'm gonna have to agree with you guys. Let me go ahead and talk real quick, El Chino. I'm gonna have to agree with you guys. Yeah, I don't agree with completely just stopping, complete gun control. No. I ain't no fool now. No, we need to protect ourselves. All I'm saying, but my whole thing is, it's all these high caliber guns. I just think it's a little ridiculous, especially for an 18-year-old, perhaps. And there's different purposes for different occasions and all that or whatnot. You know what I'm saying? And I just want ultimately a solution. I believe that there can be a solution. Now, I'm not saying that it's going to completely end. I'm not saying that. But there's different ways to tackle it. It's not just gun legislation. It's more to it than that. But yeah, I don't agree with that Canadian law. That's ridiculous. That's extreme, and it's not smart. So that's my take on that.
Chino, go ahead, finish it up real quick.
Go ahead, El Chino. I'm sorry.
Oh, I just trying. This is one thing. It's for me. It's back to not gun control. It's gun education. In Europe, the police, they don't carry guns. They carry billies, batons. They don't carry guns, and they have one of the lowest shooting in all of the world. It's called education. Educate, knowledge, and people's gonna wise up and get smart. It's like I said earlier. It's like saying banning Lamborghini. Oh, we had a football player driving a BMW that killed a girl. Are we gonna ban BMW now? High power cars? No, we're not. It's called education. Don't drink and drive. Don't be stupid and put your finger on the trigger. End of the day, it's not the gun, it's the person.
Okay.
The person that operates the machine.
Yeah, we all agree on that, bro. And me, I try to stay away from cliches, but that's a good one. That's a good cliche. It really is. It is the people. So, like I say, gotta dive into it. Does this country give a shit about their people? Do we give a shit about each other? That's what I was saying. At the end of the day, it's not going to just completely eliminate it, but damn, we need a form of camaraderie. You know what I'm saying?
So here with camaraderie, here's what I have to say about this, and I said this before. The one thing I can say about American citizens when it comes to us, if somebody actually came on our door to start a war, I can promise you every single one of us will be together. If we was all in a different gang right now, I can promise you we wouldn't be shooting at each other. We'd be shooting at the motherfucker coming into our own country. It's the rule. It's the rule. We can argue amongst each other, but don't you come over here trying to start shit. Because we're all going to turn back around and go kill your ass before we go turn on each other again.
That's what I was trying to say earlier when I said.
That's just how it works. In America, we take care of Americans. Don't come over here and talk shit.
That's not enough when it gets extreme. When we in extreme measures and we're forced to have camaraderie with each other, that's not. It shouldn't just be like that, man. And then that's somebody else coming in. That's foreign affairs. What about when one of us come in? What we gonna do?
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So what about us, ourselves? I feel you, Griff.
What
about ourselves?
You gotta have a barbecue. When you have a barbecue, things happen like that.
Hey, let's have some more barbecues then.
Have you ever seen somebody mad at a barbecue? I haven't seen it.
And we don't need any Karens at that barbecue either. All right, that's the end of that segment, guys. A good question, Griff.
Thank you.
Gotta move on. Sorry about that, Whitaker, man. We'll get you going probably on the next question.
No,
Next topic.
I'm good.
What grade do you currently give Biden as president?
F-.
F. Is there anything lower than F?
He gets a Z-.
I want to hear a discount on this one. What you got? I saw your reaction discount.
I'll give it a big U, unsatisfactory. So I think with Joe Biden, I don't know, like just this dude has no sense of leadership. I mean, I don't even think he knows he's the president. You know,
Damn.
I mean, like, you know, he's come in, like, I haven't really seen much changes. I think he just came in at a bad time. Like I think the task was too big for him. And I mean, like with the economic crisis, he came in the middle of COVID, and it's like he didn't really do much to try to balance things out. And so, I know. I mean, I think the dude, he's just, you know, he's
lost.
Yeah, no, he's not doing it.
All right.
I'll say something, but he just sucks.
Okay.
He sucks. I mean, I can go into detail after detail after detail, but to me, the minute he pulled out of Afghanistan and left all that military equipment there and left the American citizens over there and decided that, hey, they'll get back eventually, that was the most fucked up thing I've ever seen a sitting president do. And you want me to back you up, man? Fuck you, dude. I'm sorry. Fuck you. I was hot. That and then we had a foot on Al Qaeda. Our literally foot was on their throats, down to the point where they damn near didn't even exist. And all of a sudden, you gave them all this military equipment for free and said, "You guys have at it. I'll see you when I see you." Man, get the fuck out of here.
And the country back. Gave him the country back too. Gave him the country back too.
Who the hell does that? There's not a single person right now that would have done that. Nobody backed that shit up. Everybody.
Hey Griff, that was to control poppy seed, man. Afghanistan has the number one production of poppy seed.
Don't let me get on that part. Don't let me get on that part, because the opioid crisis went to an automatic standstill to where drugs were literally costing the same price that you would get on the street and you would get in pharmaceutical because of that.
Well, it was the poppy seed, opiates.
Of course.
I'll give him a D, and the reason why I give him a D is because what he's been. I will give him the benefit of the doubt because of the situation that he walked into. I feel like the president before him was an F. The president before him was an F, and he gave him a fucked up predicament. He didn't handle COVID. I'm glad Obama didn't have to deal with COVID, because he probably would have been slain by now. But you know, another president didn't handle situations, to me, in a proper manner, or didn't care. Biden came in here, and then also Trump was just tearing up the country. You know, the country was already divided, but he was dividing it even more, which is crazy. We talk about camaraderie. We definitely didn't have camaraderie. And it was getting worse around the time of Trump. Biden came into this situation.
That's more towards media.
Okay. All right. So
that's more towards media.
Oh, I felt it was a lot of animosity, man. If you know, this was a year ago, and we're talking about these kind of things.
I have no argument with that part, but when I look at it, when you say divided, that was more towards the media showing that shit. That shit's always been there, but were they projecting it more into the scenes of our eyes? Yes. If you look when Obeezy was in office, everybody was sitting there like singing Kumbaya, because that's what they wanted to show. More Kumbaya, more camaraderie, like you said.
Well,
but then when Trump gets in office, it was more towards. I mean, the more radicals came out like, yeah, F this, we can do whatever we want. I mean, you can't, but let's go ahead and keep trying.
We can't forget about those riots. No, that invasion, whatever you want to call it, at the Capitol. We can't forget that they didn't really do nothing about it. That was sparked by
Trump. Neither did the military, neither did the police.
But with Biden, with Biden in this situation, whatever, yeah, Biden's not really doing much. But I think he was over his head. This guy made some good points about he can't handle the job. He's too goddamn old, senile anyway.
Hey,
so we need a younger cat up in there anyway.
Okay, now thank you for even going right to it, because I was waiting to say it. You said younger. You said younger, right? Mm-hmm. I personally believe no president can be a president. You can't run for president if you're 50 years or older.
I would say 65.
Why I say that? Because one, you're out of touch with what the fuck the world is going through.
That's
perfect
true.
Example. Look at Biden. Yeah. And I rest my case.
Maybe 60 for me.
Nah. Hey, Griff. Griff.
You can't run for president unless you're 36 or older. But to me, I don't think you better run for president after the age of 50.
Really?
feel that,
Because I
though.
feel
Hey
like
Griff,
I'm
here's
good.
here.
Biden.
And
Hey,
I'm
Griff.
over 50.
He like 80 years old, man. He can't even speak.
Yeah, I agree with Biden. That's
Hey,
too old.
hey, Griff. Here's a funny fact. Biden is actually 1 year older than Bernie. So let's think about that. And also, you wanted to say 50 years old. England is run by Queen Elizabeth. She ran the country for 70 years already.
She's
Nah,
not
they
running
still
about
have
that.
that.
parliament.
She's not running
They
that.
still have
We're
parliament.
not running any.
No,
She's not
man.
running it. She's just a figure. That's just a
too
Yeah,
royal
you
far
figure.
reaching,
She just
man.
sits
That was
there
a
and
reach.
smiles.
And you know, I can tell by the look on your face.
And to be fair, Biden isn't probably running everything either. He put people in charge. They're running it behind the scenes. He just
It's
he's a
the people
terrible
running it.
spokesperson. He
Under.
doesn't
And
know how to
that's the
talk.
perfect
Pinocchio.
example. He's a puppet.
He's a puppet.
It's
And
a-
he put
it's
people
a-
in charge
it's
that
a
are pulling the
Smurf.
dumbest strings ever.
You know,
That's the problem.
every
I heard
president's a
I heard-
puppet.
Hey, you know how you got the laser pointer like a cat, and the cat goes crazy? They do that with Biden to guide him to where he has to go.
Yeah, pretty much. And he still F's it up.
Right.
He can't even follow the pointer.
Fucking joke.
Yeah, you know,
No, he fell asleep. He fell asleep in what was that conference?
Right. Yeah.
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 He got some pretty radical ideas. He would even like question the Constitution. He would even go beyond that. He would if he could. Yeah,
I
like
believe it.
with the whole gun situation, or even with back then with freedom of speech.
Right.
Him and I guess Musk got some kind of little beef or something or whatever.
They have a tip.
People was accusing him of breaking the Constitution and all that or whatever. Yeah, he just
No,
Like,
Elon Musk just got rid of all that censorship bullshit. He said, "Speak your mind and have a nice day."
Freedom of speech, man.
I mean, you need to understand part of the reason that Musk got so upset with Biden is that Biden went for all the union car manufacturers and basically excluded Tesla, even though Biden's complete agenda is this Green Deal thing, right? So he should be like super tight with Musk and Tesla, but
You would
he's
think,
not,
yeah.
because Tesla's
Hence
not
the
union.
reason why he's too old for the job.
They're not union, and that doesn't follow his policy.
They don't need to be union. If you making money taking care of your family, you don't need to be union. If I'm
At the end
paying
of
you
the
enough
day-
money to live and then some, you don't need union.
At the end of the
It's when
day,
you're
though,
not
it
making enough
just
money.
seems
And I'm not paying you, then you're
Right.
going to rise up and say we need to get a union.
right.
He's paying his people. Why
But-
not?
But the unions vote overwhelmingly Democratic, so he's got to appeal to them.
Of course it is. That's all money laundering.
Right.
The mafia used to do that shit.
Yep. All right.
all right. Last remarks. Anything anyone wants to bring up? El Chino,
Johnny
what's up,
Depp.
man?
Johnny Depp won his case today, or he won this weekend. So good
Hell
for
yeah.
him. He
Sticking
won
to
his
the women.
case. Jack Sparrow's back, but they're gonna have to pay him a lot more.
I think
Oh, yeah.
both of them are complete loony bins.
Yeah.
Both of them.
I agree. I agree with
Complete
it
loony
totally
bins.
with that
I
one.
can't imagine what it would have been like to live in that house, because I bet it was a tragedy every day to have to walk in that door, whether you were either one of those two.
Yeah, I
Right.
agree with that.
Well, she
But
took a beating.
I'm glad he proved his point. I bet it gets appealed, and who knows what'll happen. But just listening to half that stories, I'm like,
Well,
whoever wants to go home to
her-
that? That's
her
nonsense.
lawyer, she had the worst lawyer in history. Her lawyer objected to her own. Her lawyer asked a question and turned around and objected to her answering the question that he asked.
Well, and
That
from
shit
what
had me in tears laughing. I was dying. The judge
The
goes,
other-
"Why are you objecting? You asked a question."
right. The other problem is that Amber Heard was a terrible witness. She was awful. She came
Oh,
across
completely.
as just being
Oh,
a cold-hearted
jeez.
bitch the whole time. The whole time. And Johnny Depp was all relatable. And I mean, he was his normal self, right? Because that's his personality. I assume that's Amber's personality too. But she was awful. Nobody's gonna believe.
Oh, Whitaker. Hey, Whitaker. No. I like he said. I agree with you that she is just horrible. She was actually in the movie Zombieland. I forgot all about that. Her character in Zombieland is 406. She was the neighbor. That was the hot blonde that came over and turned into a zombie. That's exactly what she did to Johnny Depp. She was the girl that came over, slept over. When you woke up, she became the zombie and attacked the dude. And the dude had to double tap her.
You know what? It's funny because there was so much talk about all his drinking and drug use. If that was my wife, I think I'd be doing the same exact thing every day.
The mega pint.
Day.
The mega pint. What is a mega pint, sir?
A night, right? Dang. Awful.
All right. Well, anything else? There's been a lot of little stuff going on, guys.
Did you change your shirt?
LeBron James. LeBron James became the first active NBA player to become a billionaire right now.
Yeah.
Nice. What is he worth? Cool. What's the worth, Gino?
He's worth over $1 billion right now. I mean, he has done a lot for himself. He has done a lot of good finance.
You would think that it seemed like the news broke after the soccer game because he owned one of those teams, right? And then they had that big game or whatever, and
I think he owns a part of Manchester United. If I'm not mistaken,
or is it Liverpool? I think it's Liverpool.
One of the two. It's one of the two.
Yep.
It's Liverpool.
Yeah, I mean it's LeBron James, Kobe, and Jordan are the only three players that ever been a billionaire. I mean, I looked into it. LeBron James makes some really good investment. Blaze Pizza, he actually owns part of Blaze Pizza. I didn't know that. I was like, holy geez. Yeah.
Made some real good business moves, and it doesn't hurt that he's one of the most popular and most talked about athletes in the world. So big ups to him, and that's pretty cool. And he's helping out too. He's helping out with the.
He has a school. He has a elementary school.
We know about the primary school. Yeah, definitely. Yeah.
We talked about
that. So I guess this is the end of this episode. Y'all can check out our other episodes on YouTube and make sure you subscribe if you haven't already. We have podcasts too. We're all over the place. Spotify, Anchor, all that. Amazon, Apple. Check us out, guys. All right. Line of thought.
All right.
Hey, good talk, guys.
Good talk, guys. Bye.